Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Pray that you're able to join us today. Or if not at this moment, that you'll be able to maybe view our Facebook Live broadcast on today at your leisure. But I'm grateful that I'm able to come back to you. Thank you guys so much for those of you that knew we were away out of town on last week on vacation. Thank you for your prayers. Been excited about doing this on today because the topic is it was one of those that the main reason that we was not able to do anything last week because of taking the time for ourselves. So today's topic for Tuesday Talk with T is taking time for self. Taking time for self. Thank you all once again so much for always tuning in. Hey, baby. For always listening and for always encouraging us as well, giving us positive feedback. And once again, for our Devoted to Him outreach, we always solicit your prayers. We make sure that if you are in need of us, let us know. We do have a website, www.devotedservants.org. That gives you an idea of what we're all about. We love being true servants of the living God, and we're grateful to Him for allowing us to be able to be vessels for Him. But once again, today's topic for Tuesday Talk with T is taking time for self. Taking time for self. Hey, Ann. And I always give you an encouraging word for the week. And the encouraging word for the week is found in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. And it says, casting all your cares upon Him, for He careth for you. That's 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Casting all your cares, all of our cares upon Him, for He careth for you. He cares for us. So let's just get into it. We're going to talk about, once again, our topic, taking time for self, taking time for you. And everybody knows, when we're all busy. We're all busy doing something. We're busy, whether it's responsibility at home or at work, or many of us focus so much on doing it all that we forget to focus on ourselves. And I think everybody can attest to that. We forget about us. We always think about other people. We always think about doing things for others, and we forget about ourselves. We let ourselves down. So we're going to talk about how to slow down and pump the brakes on some things. And so, but once again, like I said, we do forget about focusing on ourselves, but ensuring your own health and happiness is critical. Your health, your happiness is critical. And how do you carve out time for yourself and your health and your needs when you're always on, when you're always doing something? How do you set time for yourself when you always have the on button for everything else? Well, if we can first define what you need. Okay, let's first define that. Well, we all need the basic things of sleep and physical movement and sufficient food. So ask yourself what you need and what you want. Okay, because there is a difference. And the next thing, we want to determine what you can do within the time that you have. Then set the time. Okay, in other words, stop overscheduling things for you. Stop overscheduling things within a day. I'm talking to myself. I used to be the world's worst of overdoing things within a given day, just like I had more than 24 hours in a day. So I'm talking to myself on this too, and I think I've gotten a lot better. But there's still some areas in my life that I can probably do better. So stop overscheduling things in your life. And once you realize that between what you need and what you want, and determine that you can do this within the time that you have, then set that time. And scheduling helps you to see where self-care fits into your schedule and how other essential activities have their place around it. Okay, I know some of you may think, okay, how in the world do I schedule? Believe it or not, you can schedule things within your day. You can take the time to say, this is what I need to do at this time, and this is what I need to do at that time. So essential activity can go around scheduling when you do things for your self-care. So, but be sure to prepare yourself for those times. So that means you have to eliminate the hurdles and put items in place that reinforce positive behaviors. And finally, be clear with others about your time. That's always the thing, you know, especially for those of us that have children. And I'm not talking about babies, I'm talking about teenagers and even grown children. Sometimes you have to sort of tell them, okay, I have this going on this at this time, so I'm unable to help you with what you wanted me to do because I have already put this particular thing in place. And it's okay to tell your children that. It's okay to tell your family members that. It's okay to tell your friends that. So I'm talking to people who keep themselves busy all day. So be clear to those other people that about your time. And like I said, because we do fall short, especially us moms. We fall short in that category. Well, I can't always say mom because my husband, bless his heart, he always stayed busy as well. If one of the girls call him, bam, that's it. If the grandkids call him, bam, that's him. That's just him. Even siblings call him, bam, he's there. You know, so, and I hope he's listening real good because sometimes we do have to take time for ourselves. Okay. Do you feel so busy that you don't have the mind to think about your own needs, let alone doing anything else about them? Okay. And sometimes we can get like that we're doing things for other people and we forget all about us. Okay. So maybe you're constantly thinking about work or you're worried about that you're not proving yourself or your value if you're available 24/7. Especially if you're working, for those that work remotely at home. Perhaps you're juggling things like child care, those of you that take care of your elderly parents, those of us that have pet, other family commitments. You may be juggling on those things. So, well, maybe you're just caught up in your regular life task of paying bills, cleaning the house, managing things day to day. You know, because even in that can take a lot out of your day as well. And those things need to be done. Don't get me wrong; those things need to be done. You need to clean your house. You need to pay your bills. You know those things. You know that's a given. You know, but how do you carve out time for yourself? Make sure you're healthy and your needs when you're always on. When you're always on. Okay, so we're going to talk about ourselves. The first step is to stop, take a deep breath, and realize that the world doesn't rest completely on your shoulders. I need to say that again. Come on, like I said, I'm talking to me. Stop, take a deep breath, and realize that the world doesn't rest completely on your shoulder. Okay? And many times people around you could help more if you simply ask and spread out the responsibilities both professionally and personally. I'm real guilty on that because a lot of times I felt like that. I'm one of those people that I feel like that if it's got to be done right, then I'm the one to do it. So yeah, I'm guilty. I'm real guilty. And so there are some cases you need to let go and trust that everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. And even if some tasks on your list are done imperfect or not done at all, that's a hard one for a lot of us because if I have a thing that, you know, me personally, if I have things that I know that I need to do and I have a list in my mind, and if something is forgotten or not done the way I feel like it needs to be done, then I'm in my feelings some kind of way. You know, I feel like, okay, if I had done it this way, or if I had stopped to do it this way, you know, I'm guilty of that. And so I'm talking to myself. So I have to realize that I can't do it all. And there's some things that's not going to be perfect. There's some things that's not going to be done my way. And there's some things that might not be done at all. And it's okay. See, we can become a problem when we think that when we think the thought that Nobody else can do it like I can. Yeah, we are the world's worst. Like I said, I'm talking to me. I'm pretty sure I have some other people that's out there. But we're the world's worst, thinking that can't nobody do it like I can do it. It's not going to get done right unless I'm the one to do it. We have a hard time delegating things. I'm guilty. I'm somewhat better, but I still have some ways to go. Once again, we're still talking about taking time for ourselves. So we can't become to the point to where we say nobody else can do it like I can. We got to erase that. Okay. So the next step is to give yourself permission to take care of yourself now. Give yourself permission to take care of yourself. Tell yourself, it's me. It's my time. You know how sometimes we have me days, my days, that we take this particular day to concentrate on what we want to do. Women, we like to pamper ourselves, whether we have a spa day, spa after spa, shopping, taking time for us. You don't hear a lot of people doing it nowadays because so many of us are still going the busy route. We still have that own button. But you give yourself permission to take care of yourself now, okay? And if you put off self-care until work is less busy, or if your kids are back in school, or your house is in order, or some other circumstance or exactly right, you may never get to it. We can't put off self-care. Some of us going to run ourselves ragged just by putting off taking care of us. We can't put off self-care if things are not done right at home, or if we worry about the children, or if we worry about things at work, or some other circumstance that we feel like that's got to be exactly right. We will never get to it, okay? But if you take a brief pause and get through the steps I just mentioned, you can begin to take care of yourself. And even when it feels like the responsibilities at home or at work never ends, it's okay. It's okay. Now, I'm a retired nurse. And while working, I kept that on button all the time. Like I said, I'm retired, but I do have a little small job. It's not much. 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. So, but now I'm learning more because I am retired. I have to remember I am retired. And I have to keep that in my mind that as a retiree, that I can do things now that helps make me relax. Last week on our vacation, it was great. It was wonderful. And we were able to relax and enjoy one another and just take time to reflect. If I didn't feel like getting up out the bed, I didn't have to. If I want to stay and just relax and watch the ocean, I can do that, So we have to make sure that we take care of ourselves and just simply relax. All the responsibilities that we feel like that we're always needing to do, just take a step and take a look and see are they as important as we feel like that they are. So now we're going to talk about define what you need. We're going to define what you need. Well, when it comes to health and happiness, different people have different needs. Okay, that's a given. Different people have different. Hey, Betty, when it comes to health and happiness, different people have different needs. But there are some universal truths. We all have the needs of basic of sleep. We all have the need of physical movement. And we all have the need of sufficient food. And to thrive, most require quality time with people, time in nature, time for spiritual connection, and time doing something that brings joy. Okay, those are things that, are needing things. But so we want to take a moment to define what you need and what you want. So ask yourself, how many hours of sleep are sufficient for you to be alert throughout the day? Studies have shown most people that when you go through studies, you have to at least have 8 hours of sleep. Me personally, I'm good if I get 6 hours. And I try my best to get that. But studies shown that 8 hours is a sufficient amount. But everybody may not have the 8 hours. Okay. Another one. What kind of physical movement? What kind of physical movement keeps you feeling in shape and pain free? One of the things I found that if we become to a point where we sit all the time, no movement, we don't get up to do anything, we spend more time on the couch with the remote in our hand and flipping channels and or either we're on Facebook or Instagram, or we spend time on our phone, or we spend time on the computer. Those lack of physical movement, you don't get up, you don't move around, you don't even go outside, you don't go outside and just walk around your neighborhood. You don't have no type of physical movement at all. You need to ask yourself, and then you wonder why you may have certain pain in your body. Well, you're not moving, you're not doing anything, you're just sitting. And so a lot of times I'm one of those people that believe that when you're not moving and you already have inflammation such as arthritis in your body, and you sit all the time without any movement, guess what's going to happen? When you do get up, all of a sudden you're going to feel all of that pain that's been settling in one spot. So it makes it hard for you to get up. Well, you need to get up. Do something. Do something every day. Okay. Another one is, what nourishment keeps us up your energy and make you feel satisfied? What nourishment do you do? Some people have smoothies. Some people believe in some form of protein. They have breakfast. I'm an advocate of eating breakfast. Let me say that again. I'm an advocate of eating breakfast. I believe in eating breakfast that starts your day. It doesn't have to be a big meal, but you need to eat something for breakfast to start your day. So what nourishment keeps up your energy and make you feel satisfied? You know, don't go out of your house without not having anything to eat. I don't care about a boiled egg, something. You need to eat something, a bowl of cereal, something. You know, like I said, I'm an advocate of that. So you, especially when you're working 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, you need something to start your day, nourishment wise. Okay. And which people do you enjoy spending time with? That's a good one. Make sure you surround yourself with positive people. I'm also one of those people. I don't believe in going around and sitting around and talking to people that's negative all the time, or they're whiny, or they're always making a complaint about something. I believe in my energy and my spontaneity. It comes with me talking to people who are positive, who's going somewhere, who always have something good to say, who always see the goodness in everything. You know, there's goodness in everything. So I try to surround myself with positive people. I don't have time for your whining. I don't have time for your pity parties. I don't have time for that's a complaint every time you open your mouth. I don't have time for those things. And so it's always good when you surround yourself with people, spend time with people that's going to connect with your energy of being positive. Make you laugh, you know, and just, you know, a joke, or a good clean joke every now and then, you know, just you're enjoying yourself with these people. That's why I always tell people all the time, I have very few friends. I have a lot of acquaintances, but I have very few friends. So I want to make sure if I'm surrounded by people, these are people that are just going to make me laugh. I have a wonderful family, you know, my siblings and I, you know, whenever we get together, we can make each other laugh, you know, and I enjoy that. Even with my in-laws, you know, we can make each other laugh. I enjoy that. I enjoy the time that I spend with family. So how can you find ways to be outside? That's another one. How can you find ways to be outside? Once again, I talked about those of you that just sit in the house. You spend time on the phone. You spend time on the computer. You spend time watching TV. You never do anything. You need to find ways to get yourself outside. Go to your mailbox several times a day. I don't care if you don't have any mail at all, but go to your mailbox several times a day. Walk around your neighborhood. You live in a neighborhood, so you can't say, well, my neighborhood's not safe. You're living there, so it must be safe enough for you to live there. So go around your neighborhood. Walk up and down the street. Speak to your neighbors that's sitting on the porch. You know, we're now in the summer months now, so a lot of times I know my neighbors that are sitting on the porch, we wave at them. You know, spend time outside. You know, get out of the four walls of your home. Also, how can you connect with yourself and find your spiritual center? How can you connect with yourself and find your spiritual center? In other words, how can you tune into the person that's inside of you spiritually? We talk about how the Bible teaches us the greatest He that is within us than he that's in the world. The He, I pray, is our Father God. How do you connect with yourself with Father God? How do you spend that time? Finding the time to pick up your word and read your word and have that connection. So if you got to be inside your home or on your phone, pull up a Bible verse, pull up scripture and start reading and try to enlighten yourself. David teaches us in the word to encourage yourself in the Lord. So pick up your word and just read, and connect with yourself and your spiritual center. If you don't do that, and this is something you need to do every day. Spend time with God every day. That's what I love about when I go out and walk, and it's just me and God. We spend time together. Because I love the beauty of nature, and I enjoy walking when I'm able to. So spend that quality time outside and find yourself in your spiritual center. Also, what activities give you joy? A lot of people like to read. A lot of people love reading. A lot of people love volunteering. For those people who say, I can't find anything to do, volunteer. Plenty of places you can volunteer. Volunteer your time. Reading. Nothing wrong with reading a good book. Find a hobby, something that you love to do. That you find. I used to love to paint. I used to love to draw. And that's the one thing I hate that I've stepped away from, because I enjoyed painting. I enjoyed drawing. So I need to try to find time to get back into that space, because I enjoy that. When I say paint, I'm talking about painting like on a canvas. Now, I do also like to paint and beautify homes, I just did it for my sister, and I enjoyed it at the home house. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing her face bright up when the finished product is done, and how she was just so elated to see what we did, me and my husband, and we enjoyed doing that. It's relaxing time, and I just enjoy doing that. But I do enjoy drawing and painting on canvas, and I need to get back to that as well. But these things, just start looking at some of these things I just mentioned, and you don't need to apologize for your needs. You don't need to apologize. They're valid. You don't need to apologize, okay? So it's also okay to have wants, even when your life is very full. Okay? It's okay. So let's talk about it a little further. So we're gonna determine what you can do. We're gonna determine what you can do. Okay? At certain stages of our life, when work is particularly busy, for those that work, you're managing things at home, and you're going through a big change like a move. You may not be able to do all the self-care you would prefer, but you can still do something. You can still do something. And what you need to do is just think through what's reasonable. What's reasonable, given your current situation? What's reasonable for you? Okay, like for those people who like to run like marathons and stuff, and you may not have the possibility of training for a half a marathon right now, but you can take the time right now to run a few times a week. Just run and jog. A few times a week. You can do that. Or maybe you can't guarantee that you'll sleep through the night, even for those who have small children. But you can go to bed an hour earlier to give yourself some margin. There's things you can do. And perhaps you can't see your friends as much as you would like in person, but you can give them a phone call. You can call them and while you're cooking or while you maybe running errands, you can call and say, hey, I haven't talked with you in a while. What's going on? How things going with you? There's things you can do. Just take a look at your schedule. Take a look at your schedule and where there may be small pockets of time. There's things you can do. There's some people that swear they've got something to do 24 hours in a given day. You know, but there's things you can do, and what will work to fulfill your needs now within the time you have. So you find some time to do the things that you know you need to do. And I talked about earlier, set the time. If you feel as though there are always more you could be doing, you'll need to consciously set aside time for yourself. Set time for yourselves. And doing so, you will clearly give yourself permission that this is the most important and appropriate thing for me to do right now. You're giving yourself permission to take care of yourself. Like a lot of times, I always talk about getting back into walking again outside, and I love it. But I'm one of those people, and I always tell my husband, I said, instead of me talking about it, I need to be about it. So instead of me just talking, I need to do the things that I'm thinking about. Because all I spend time doing is just talking about it. Okay? So if I want to do the things such as walk 30 minutes or whatever, or an hour 2 to 3 times a week, stop running my mouth and just run my feet. Do something about it. Okay, so we're talking about setting time. Set the time for yourself. Set the time for self-care. Set the time what's the most important and appropriate thing for you to do right now. And scheduling helps you to see where self-care fits into your schedule and how other essential activities have their places around it. Okay? Okay? For example, my husband, I didn't notice it until a few weeks back. My husband has a get ready for bed alarm that goes off on his phone. And I wondered, so baby, what is that? He said, it just says it's about time for me to go to bed. So, and I said, okay, that was great. You know, because this is something that he want to make sure, even though, you know, he's going to go to bed at the appropriate time, but it's a reminder, and also reminds him to do other things prior to him going to bed. So, people do that, and then some people have their time planned in that matter. Some people even have that time planned for prayer and family and friends. So set your times. Set your time. One of my sisters, she sets a time when she reads her Bible each evening. And if I call her at that particular time and then she said, well, I'm in my word right now, and that's okay, and I apologize, because I'll forget that that's her time that she spends her and God and reading her word. Okay, so everybody does have, they have a certain thing that they do that they can set their time. Everybody has that capability. Some people do it, some people choose not to. So I just want to let you know that there are times that you can prioritize your time just to take care of yourself. You always want to grow healthy, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual. You always want to grow healthy. So make sure you set the time for your own personal growth. And I said I'm about to run out of time, so we're going to go through some other things. Okay, and I'm going to skip over some things because I really want to get at the end. The end that I have, that you need to look at it. You don't have to be everything for everybody. I need to say that again. You don't have to be everything to everybody. You don't. You don't have to be the one handling things for someone else. When they call you, or if you feel like you have to be one to initiate it, take time for you. Take time. There's some people in that we're surrounded with, family, friends, that automatically feel like if I just call this person, I know they're going to take care of it. Well, sometimes you don't need to bother that person because that person needs to spend time with themselves. So if you're the guilty person, be careful. Be careful, because some people need to know that they don't have to be the one that you're bothering, in other words. Because sometimes it can become a bother. Now, don't get me wrong. If you find time for people that you know that you need their help in certain things, I mean, you can call them, but you don't have to feel like that this is the only person you can call. Okay? You don't have to feel like that. Now, It's okay to help others, but not at the cost of destroying you. It's okay to help people, but not at the cost of destroying you. You already got 5 different things on your plate that you got to do in 2 hours. And if someone called you, don't make it the 6th thing you got on your plate that you got to do within an hour or 2. It's okay to tell them, I'll get back with you. I'll let you know if I'm able to do that. Okay? And my husband, he's already beat me to the punch. The last thing I want to say, no is a word. No is a word that can be used when someone calls you for something you already know you can't or are unable to do at that time. It's okay to say no. And if they get upset, oh well, I'm sorry, but I'm unable to do it at this time. And if you get some people that ask you, well, what are you doing? And some people are bold enough to ask you that. Well, what are you doing? Why you can't do it now? Well, I'm taking care of me. So, no, I can't help you right now. Now, if it's an emergency, that's different. But no is a word that can be used. I've learned that. And you know what? I felt pretty good about it, too. I felt real good about it. Because I'm learning more now that I have to take time for me. Not being selfish. I don't, and please understand, that doesn't mean that you need to become self-absorbed. Meaning everything is all centered around you. Nobody don't bother me about nothing. It's all about me, myself, and I. You don't need to be that kind of person either. But it's okay to take care of yourself. And let your family and friends know, I'll get back with you. I'll get back with you. But right now, I'm just taking time for me. If they're a true friend, and if they love you like family, or if they are family, they will understand. Okay. And this is all I have today. This is all that I thank you guys so much. But don't forget, set time. Set the time for yourself. Set the time to enjoy you. Set the time to enjoy life. Those of us that are past 60s, those that are past 70, those are in their 80s, honey, take time for you. Live out the remainder of your years enjoying life and enjoying yourself. Enjoying time with true friends, with positive people. Have good conversation. Go out to dinner with some people or to lunch with a friend. Someone that's heading in your direction that you can just enjoy. Yeah, but set some time. Set some time for you, for yourself. Okay? I'm talking about taking time for self. Okay? Thank you guys once again for listening. Please don't mind. I hope you don't mind, but share this on your personal Facebook page for me. That helps get the word out to other people. And also, don't forget to like our page, Devoted to Him. That helps also to generate more people to go on to our website and to learn more about all the things that we do. My husband and I, we are becoming very busy. We love that. We love being vessels for God in every aspect. So our schedule is becoming busy now. So pray much for us. And also on Thursday at 4 o'clock, Bible Study Moment will be with my husband, Dr. Larry Black, and his topic is how to hear God's voice. His topic is how to hear God's voice. So make sure you tune in on Thursday at 4 o'clock for that Bible study moment. I've been enjoying it, and I pray that you guys have as well. Thank you once again. Don't forget to share this on your personal page, and we're going to pray out. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you. Thank you for this time. Thank you for every opportunity that you give us. God, thank you for allowing us to understand that we do need to take time for ourselves. Give ourselves moments to where we can enjoy our life and enjoy you. God, we're grateful that you have seen fit to allow us to come together once again on today. We thank you for these who didn't find it robbery to listen in. God, we just ask right now you will bless and keep and guide us at Devoted to Him outreach. God, we just want to be true vessels of yours. God, we love you so much, and we honor you in our lives, God. Continue to allow your light to shine through us, that men, women, boys, and girls can see the goodness of who you are, and let them see through us that we love you, and we just want to share the goodness of who you are. God, we thank you so much for always being the center of our joy and the joy of our strength. It is in Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. You guys have a blessed one, okay?